Do you feel anxious with the pace that AI has been changing our lives? You are not alone. I have been too. But don't worry, this is not a video about all the problems that AI can create for our life. This is not a video about software development being at risk. This is a video about hope and opportunity and a bright side, but above all, is a selfish video. A video that I make to talk out loud what I've been thinking about every single thing that has been happening. Recently, we saw Jack Dorsey, one of the founders of Twitter, running a layoff of almost half of the company, all based on AI, attributing the blame to AI. But this leads to many questions. Is our profession, software development, the thing that we love, that is at risk? Or maybe some companies are just masking layoffs based on AI. Maybe they overhired during the pandemic days, and now this is the perfect excuse to do it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the inflated expectation that at a given point the markets had on top of software developers is now defeated. Because let's face it, AI is amazing. It is changing the way that we write code. Okay, it can do so much for us. There's so many different opportunities there. However, it's not perfect. You still need someone guiding it. You still need an operator. You still need someone coming with strategy, design, planning. So obviously, our world will change. But some companies might take the advantage of this and force us into a world where we believe that every single thing is at risk. When we see, for example, the CEO of Anthropic saying that by the end of the year, most of the code will not need a single developer, that comes from the person that is trying to sell the tool. So I understand why he says that. I don't mean that nothing will change, because obviously it will change. And that's the part that makes me anxious. The fact that I don't know what I will be doing in 5 years. Maybe I don't know what I will be doing next year. And while maybe 1 or 2 years ago, I would recommend becoming a software developer to anyone that was looking for guidance. Nowadays, I don't know if I would do it, to be honest. Because at the moment, it feels risky. It feels uncertain. It feels strange and dangerous, I would say. It seems hard to say such a thing about a profession that you love. But the world is changing so fast. And just from Christmas, I would say, I don't recognize our profession anymore. Most of the things that we used to do most of our day are not here anymore. And obviously, a change like this will have impact. And what is hard to understand is what's that impact? What's the thing that will actually change? I like to look back into history and try to find a connection point, something, a past event that could hold the lessons for today. And when I look back, the closest thing that I think about is probably the Industrial Revolution. However, even then, I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, if it's the same type of thing that we are going through. What I know is that the Industrial Revolution had a huge impact in a ton of lives. Many professions disappeared, or they were profoundly changed, or even some were pushed to a corner to becoming almost like a hobby, an artisan thing, not a skill in high demand. And there's a chance that software development becomes that. There's that possibility. On the other hand, what if AI is taking us out of that craftsman's part of the thing, where we are in touch with the code, where we feel the materials almost to assemble something, and we go one step above, and now we start thinking about software actually as an industry, actually as a machine. I know it's hard to think about writing software without writing code, or building software without writing code. Many of us went to this profession because we love to build things, and code was the way to express that. Code was our building blocks. But how do you assemble a Lego without the Lego pieces? It's not fun, right? You don't want to write a prompt to assemble a Lego. You want that experience, or a challenge of assembling the different pieces. What if the building blocks now are something different? They are no longer the source code. They are no longer the keywords, the elements that compose the different languages, the different building blocks. They might be something different. Maybe it's the ideas with the proper prompts, the proper skills, the proper agents, connecting different systems. Maybe it's that. But I think we are still trying to figure it out. And we'll not have an answer in the next few months, unfortunately. And this will take some time. And as always, one day we'll look back and we'll see that it was clear. Usually when we look back, every single thing looks like it was so obvious how they react that way when it was so obvious what was happening. But nowadays it's not obvious. Nowadays it's really hard to understand what is happening. And that's why we feel anxiety. But you know what? Quite recently, I was listening to something. I think it was a podcast, but I don't recall what podcast it was. And during the conversation, there was one sentence that stuck with me, and I think is a great lesson, and it is the one that I'm taking with me to deal with this transition, with every single thing that is changing. And I took note of it because I don't want to forget it. So it's something like this. The solution to anxiety is action. The solution to anxiety is action. And I think this is powerful. And I think this is actually the correct way to approach this change. Because this is one of those moments where every single thing is changing. But there's so many things to build. There's so many things to learn. There's so many things to understand, that we have a huge opportunity here as builders, as learners, as curious people, as tech people, as someone that wants to be part of an important moment. And the same way that I look back and I think it should have been amazing to be one of the first developers building things for the web. And I didn't have that chance. Maybe this is the moment where I have that chance. The chance to build something different, to do something different, to learn something more, to teach, to learn, to acquire, to build things faster than ever. But it can be exciting because, above all, we are builders. We are just changing the building blocks, is what I honestly believe. I honestly believe that the code itself might lose value. The skill of typing might not be as relevant anymore as it used to be. But communication, design, ideas, creativity, collaboration, project management, with all of those things combined, you can build great things. So if you are feeling that anxiety that is blocking you, that is dragging you, that is offering a ton of resistance, now is the moment to start building, to start learning new things. And I believe that eventually we'll look back and we'll be proud of the way that we deal with this thing. So let's build together.